In this video, we try and predict what would happen in chapter 988 and onwards of the One Piece manga. I'll try to make this video under 12 minutes, so let's get right to it. Obviously, we should see all of the minks that see the moonlight transform into their Sulong form. I'm super excited to see Neko and Inu's transformation, and hopefully we get some spotlight on Shishilian and the Musketeers, as well as the other Guardians. And I really want to know what Nekomamushi looks like in his Sulong form, compared to all the other minks, just because he's my favorite mink. I'm also curious to see if the Scabbards try to continue their onslaught on Kaido. Seeing how every enemy knows they're there, the notable characters like the All-Stars, Big Mom, Orochi's Oniwa Banshu, the Samurai Squad, and the Tobiropo should also join in the fight. To me, the most likely situation would be that the Minks would clear out as much of the fodder as they could before they would need to get some rest. Shishilian, the Musketeers, and the other Guardians should be able to go for the notable characters as well. I somehow feel that Shishilian and the Musketeers could take on characters like the Tobiropo, although I might be overestimating them a little bit. But Carrot was basically able to manhandle Daifuku and his fleet. Yes, she didn't take on Daifuku directly, but she was able to dodge attacks from the genie and toy with it. And if the Musketeers are stronger than her, then I expect the Musketeers to be able to deal with characters of Tobiropo's strength. I'm not in any way underestimating the Tobiropo. I think that I'm overestimating what the Sulong transformation can do. Anyway, while all of this is happening, Ino Arashi and Nekomamushi could deal as much damage as they could on Kaido, and possibly Big Mom. Maybe they could try and take out one of the All-Stars. Seeing how Jack was able to withstand them in their normal form, they should have the upper hand in their Sulong form. I'm not sure if they could manage to defeat King or Queen in their Sulong form though, and the biggest thing I'm thinking about in their Sulong form is if Ino Arashi and Nekomamushi could hold the Sulong form longer than the normal mink could. And could they avoid the drawbacks of being in their Sulong forms? Like how Carrot had to rest because it was taking so much of her energy, because that might have a big impact on the Alliance's overall combat strength. So I think that's something we have to consider. But anyway, we move on to the matchup of Yamato and Ulti. I feel like Yamato is strong enough to take Ulti on, but not to the point that she defeats her. I'm still hoping for a Chopper and Ulti matchup, in the hopes that Chopper is able to learn Haki in their battle. Maybe Yamato and Chopper could go one-on-one against Ulti, but if that ever happens, I imagine that it would be later on in the war. For now though, I don't see Yamato running away from the challenge of fighting Ulti anytime soon. And as for Luffy, he might have his hands full with Big Mom's interference. I'm totally expecting a Conqueror Saki clash sometime soon. It might be from Luffy and Big Mom, but it could be from Kid and one of the people in Kaido's crew. An early Haoshoku clash between Big Mom and Luffy would be epic though, and I imagine the shock to eliminate a lot of the fodder near them. But that would be a bit concerning because then Luffy would inevitably take a lot of damage from Big Mom. We haven't seen her take any damage from an actual fight that she took part of yet, and even with Luffy's Ryuo, I think it would be hard for him to just man up against Big Mom. Someone could end up helping him fight Big Mom, especially since the Scabbards are there. Hopefully Ashura Doji and Denjiro get serious in the upcoming chapters. I'm really excited for that, aside from the Sulong cat and dog. They are the Scabbards that I'm most hyped up to see in action. Although Oda has been doing a great job of pumping me up for Raizo and Kinemon recently, it actually made me wonder if Kinemon got serious. Could he have beaten Doflamingo? And that's a real serious question. He was able to deal damage to Kaido, and I don't even think that Doflamingo could do that, quite frankly. Because if he could, Luffy might not have been able to defeat him. But moving on, we talk about the allies as briefly as possible. Now, we saw Law with a long-haired dude. I'm wondering if this is Hawkins, because I really suspect that Hawkins will join Luffy and Law, just to help them take down Kaido and earn his freedom back. So this might be it. For Kid though, he still hasn't regrouped with his crew yet. Him and Killer could relax a bit for now, because the rebels are now taking part of the fun. I don't imagine Old Man Hyo to be very strong, but since he knows Ryuo, he might be able to deal some decent damage, although he might not know Observation Haki and end up taking a lot of damage himself. Next up, we talk about Marco and Perospero. We see them breaking through the entrance, which makes me speculate if Sasaki was still there or if he was freed from his chains. And if they did see Sasaki tied up there, they could have recognized him and Marco would leave him there. But I don't think that Perospero would do the same. We run with Nami and Carrot now, since they've escaped from the homies. They could fight a few fodder before they end up saving Momonosuke, and since Momo was left with the All-Stars, he's definitely in a lot of danger. Shinobu might not be enough to rescue him, especially if no one provides her a window to rot the chains away and take care of Momonosuke. So hopefully Sanji turns up kicking everyone in sight, and helping defend Momonosuke while the others rescue him. I think that he would have an extra boost in combat strength if he was able to find some hookers along the way. A 3-on-1 against the All-Stars would be a very bad situation, but seeing how King and Queen have the same dynamic as Zoro and Sanji, I doubt that it would happen. And King doesn't have his sword with him at the moment too. So, he might fly down and grab it first, leaving Jack and Queen on the second floor. I think that now would be a good time for Zoro to get lost, and then reappear later on, conveniently near the activity hall, where Luffy and the others are fighting in. I'm sure the hole that Kaido made on Onigashima could be seen from Zoro's end, and that would make for a funny scene if he still gets lost after seeing what Kaido did and where the allies are going to. But anyway, Frankie and Brooke still haven't shown themselves, and it's been a very long time since we did see them. I think it would be timely for them to make a short appearance in chapter 988. They might be caught up with fighting now. Frankie might still be riding the Kurosai instead of parking it at the back, like they intended to do. And Brooke might also be causing some havoc, while doing some recon to see where the road poneglyph is. Usopp and Chopper would be a great backup for Sanji, though I don't expect them to show up on the next chapter, unless Oda decides to put Momonosuke in immediate danger. I think that with the teaser we just had, the next chapter would focus more on the Minx and Luffy. We also didn't see Jinbei and Robin in this chapter, so they might be making use of the distraction, and they could be heading for Momonosuke, so that Jinbei and Sanjay could take on Queen and Jack. Robin, Nami, Carrot, and Shinobu would be more than enough to rescue Momonosuke safely, with Usopp and Chopper providing them with some backup. Moving forward, I still don't foresee Black Maria making too much of an impact yet. We could definitely see her in the next few chapters though. Page 1 was AWOL too, so we could see him catch up with Luffy and Yamato. Who's Who should be lurking around the area too, but he could end up targeting one of the All-Stars right now. And lastly, I highly doubt that we would get to see Drake in the next few chapters. Although he might be receiving orders from HQ, the Marines should be taking action, especially now that they know that the Yonko Alliance had been formed. Assuming that Drake relayed the information to them, or maybe Kobe did. I'm totally expecting at least two admirals to show up along with the newfound powers of the Marines, which makes the war all the more insane. This wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Crush like if you did, just like how Zoro crushed his sense of direction. And comment down below what you think about Kinemon getting serious. Could he beat Doflamingo? Why or why not? And if you love One Piece, subscribe to the channel so it could grow, and hit the notifications button because on the next video, we're talking about Usopp. And as always, stay safe. Peace.